The Fantasy Football Heroes and Villains podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on football. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code SGP. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Use promo code CFBX on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app and use promo code CFBX. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play the Underdog Pick'em in college and NFL and win up to 20 times your bet in one game. Plus, every Sunday, they're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. And finally, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. D-Gens assemble. Welcome back to Fantasy Football Heroes and Villains. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King. Rob, happy Thursday, sir. Football is back. We're at week 3. How we doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't believe we are already at week 3, man. We waited all off season for football, and here we are 2 weeks already into it, coming up to week 3. Man, it's been a ride so far. Commanders 2-0, probably 2-1 after this weekend. I'm a realist, but you know what? I'll ride it as long as I can. Maybe they'll upset Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, but yeah, man. Let's talk some start sits. What the people want to hear about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Certainly what I want to talk about because, yeah, your team's 0-2, or your team's 2-0. My team, Chicago Bears, 0-2. Not great. Not looking good. So, yes, mailbag discussion it is. We can dive right in if you like. Excuse me. We are taking questions fielded from our listeners, from our SGPN Fantasy Discord, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere people can get a hold of us. We're throwing their questions online. Be sure to throw your questions in the chat as well. Be sure to smash the like button and download the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Andrew, let's dive right in. Toss me some questions. Let's get going.
So we got Daquan the Great from Discord. He's a 2-part question here. So first part, just Madison over Rachaad White. Pick one. And then also he asked, with Metcalf's injury, he's considering starting London over him. He wants our thoughts on that. So go ahead, Bruni. Start off with the Madison versus White. Who are you taking there?
I'm going Rachaad White. I don't think it's a good thing that the Vikings just had to trade for Cam Akers. And for passing the eye test, Alexander Mattison has not done. I like Rachaad White's role. I know that we've seen some of the backups included, sparingly, here and there. But he obviously had a great week too. I know it was a good matchup up against the Bears. This week they have the Eagles, I believe, and he's going to be needed in the passing game. I think he's easily going to clear 4 or 5 receptions, and where he may be lacking on the ground, I think he'll make up for it in the air. Their defensive line, the Eagles, is very good, very strong. They're going to get to the quarterback. They're going to get to Baker. I think he's going to need some dump offs to Rachaad White and some Cade Otton.
I'm actually going to go the other way. I'm going to go Madison here. With Cam Akers coming over, I don't think they're going to utilize him this week. I'm not even sure that that they really can. He's obviously not been implemented into the offense. This game, the Vikings and Chargers, is the highest point total on the board. So love that. I know Madison's been inefficient, but they also haven't given him a ton of work. They've just been throwing the ball a fuck ton. So I'm thinking that Madison realizes that Cam Akers coming over to potentially replace him, if not do some sort of, probably 60-40 share. I think this kind of kicks Madison into gear a little bit, and I believe that he rights the wrong this weekend against the Chargers.
It is a good matchup. It is a good matchup. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So again, that was White from Bruni, and I will take Madison there. And then second part of the question again, Metcalf's injury. He's considering starting London over him. Your thoughts?
He's played in Detroit, Drake London, so that's a very good matchup. But I have to know 100% that DK Metcalf is going to be out. You got to play that one to the whistle. If DK is healthy, I'm going to start him. He came back in that game in week 2. He left before the half. He came back in the second half, had production, and he was just fine. And that play where he was injured, that was a touchdown. That was a bunch of bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. That was a touchdown. Buddy's back fell into the end zone. I don't like it. I was upset about it. Plus, they took him off the field. Andrew, he's my most exposed player in best ball and have a ton of them in fantasy. So it's no damn good, refs. Figure that shit out.
Yeah, I mean, if plain and simple, if Metcalf's out there, I'm starting him. If he's playing, I'm starting him over London 1,000%. All right, let's see here. So in the YouTube chat, Alex, this guy's giving me Mike Evans and Miles Sanders for Josh Jacobs. My other RBs are Breece Hall, James Cook. Also, wide receivers are T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, and JSN. Man,
your receivers aren't great. His receivers aren't great, so you're getting an upgrade with Mike Evans, but I don't know how long Mike Evans can keep producing the way he is. You have to keep in mind that the Buccaneers played the Vikings and the Bears, 2 bottom 5 defenses from last season that made very little improvements this offseason. So it's kind of tough to gauge Mike Evans' full value when I don't expect him to maintain these same levels. I will agree upgrading your receiver position is probably a good idea. I would probably find it with a receiver that offers a safer floor for the entire season, not someone connected to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just I'd rather have Josh Jacobs well over Miles Sanders, and I agree with you. I think Evans is kind of outperforming his ADP right here, and I don't think that's going to last very long. So I'd rather just keep Jacobs and see what happens.
Indeed. And then we have Dr. Clutch asking our thoughts on Keandre Miller. Right now, I want nothing to do with the Saints running game. Ask me again in 2 weeks. I think I'll be involved a lot more then.
I think he's a fine stash and wait and see approach. Don't love starting him this week. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him and Tony Jones this week with Jamal Williams out and obviously no Kamara yet until next week. So yeah, for me, he's just a hold right now, a non-playable person.
All those guys. I mean, Taysom Hill led the team in rushing yards. Do you guys like DK or Waddle better in fantasy long term? Personally, I like DK more. Andrew might disagree, but again, I've been on DK all off season long. Again, my most exposed player in best ball. I have a lot invested in him.
I'm not sure what you mean by long term. If it's season, like just the season, I will take Waddle over DK at that. But yeah, I mean, if you're talking like dynasty, it's a better conversation for me with DK. But yeah, I mean, for season long, I'll stick with Waddle.
I think better passing situation, but at the same time, Tyler Lockett is not Tyreek Hill. Dr. Clutch asking, should I hold Charbonnet over Keandre Miller? You and I will both agree. Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to some of the questions we have here from our side of things. We have Troy, not Troy. Troy from the Discord asking London, Burks, or Gus Bus. Again, London gets the Lions. Burks gets, is it Cleveland? Cleveland plays Tennessee, I believe. And Gus Bus, Edwards. Who do they get? Who do the Ravens get this week?
Oh my God.
Indianapolis.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I like London out of these three. Like I just mentioned with this last pick, that London has a good matchup against the Lions. You're just banking on him getting some respectable volume. And I think really him and Kyle Pitts are going to be live in the red zone. I know that everyone's just assuming like they're going to run. I still believe this team will pass more as the season goes on, as Ritter continues to take off the training wheels and get more, on-field experience. Obviously more so than his just 4 games last season. And he didn't throw a pick until, game 6? This last week was his first interception thrown as a pro.
I will take Gus Bus. Just don't love how few passes the Falcons are going to do. I'm not a big Burks guy either on that. I think if anything, Chig actually has a decent game this week. But I'll take Gus Bus. Game flow, I feel like it's going to work for them. I expect the Ravens to really take it to the Colts here. So yeah, I mean, just game flow and opportunity in the red zone. I think Gus Bus is the guy I'd take here.
Okay, right on. You can take the next question, sir.
Yes. All right. Let's go with Jared Spangler from the SGPN Fantasy Football Discord. George Pickens at the Raiders or Josh Kelly. I'm sorry, George Pickens at Las Vegas or Josh Kelly at Minnesota. I think the Chargers and Vikings are going to be a scoring fest, but Kelly wasn't amazing last week. Which guy do you like more?
That's tough. That's tough
That is
with
a tough
Deontay
one.
out. That's a good matchup, I feel like, for Pickens. And Josh Kelly was bad last week. I mean, he did not give us similar production when he was playing alongside Eckler. I think I'm going to go with Pickens here. I think I'm going to go with a little bit more upside. Does it say PPR or not?
It does not.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Pickens. I'm gonna say he's gonna make another big play in the end zone.
Okay. Man, this is really tough for me. You know what? I'll ride with Josh Kelly again. Just the game total. You know, this point total is like 6 more than any other game. So the implied total for Minnesota, you know, and the Chargers are both, you know, within the 20s. So I'll go Josh Kelly and just hope that he, you know, could potentially stumble into two goal line touchdowns, something of that nature. I think that you're fine either way. I think Pickens is probably the long shot out of these two to score a touchdown, but I do think his ceiling's potentially higher.
But he had 10 targets last week and only 4 catches for 127 receiving yards. Like, he was booming. And again, with Deontay out, like, that's tough for me. I just feel like he's going to get hyper targeted.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders are getting carved up with tight ends, so I think this is actually a get right game for Pat Freiermuth. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. I just rather take Kelly and I think he gets more opportunities.
We got Ray in the chat saying Olave, Metcalf, Christian Watson, and Christian Kirk. So, like I said, getting Garrett Wilson. Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, no, he was asking about. It's the same guy that was asking about Waddle and DK. Yeah. So, like I said, getting Garrett Wilson and Addison and giving away Christian Watson, Zach Moss. Feel like these guys could help with the flex option.
So
we need a little bit more of a direct question here. Come back with that, Ray. We'll circle back to him. Just give us a more direct question.
Okay.
Right,
well,
next.
you know, while Ray's doing that here, you know, I know we're talking about the Minnesota and Chargers game, and what better way to get in on the action than with DraftKings? We're back with another week of football, and DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in on the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Throw 5 down on any of this week's epic matchups to walk away an instant winner. Again, you know, I like the Minnesota and the Chargers game to go over both of these. I think it's sitting at 56 right now. Both of these teams are just throwing the ball at an insane rate. Both of them cannot cover wide receivers either. I expect all these wide receivers to eat this week. So I really like this matchup. But yeah, I mean, if you're asking me, I'm betting the over here. I don't see how either one of these teams are going to be slowing down the other. So football's obviously more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up with our promo code SGP. New customers, once again, bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook, official sportsbook betting partner of the NFL with our code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Justin, not only can we bet on games, we can actually go to games. And with Game Time, they make it easy, less stressful, and honestly, they don't break the bank in all their fees and other bullshit charges that you get on some of these other sites. You know, I know you and I were looking at going to the Commanders versus Bears Week 5. I have already went on to Game Time and looked. Not some terrible prices. There are some very good values on tickets. Don't know where you want to plan on sitting, but we might be able to find ourselves a good value, maybe around the 50-yard line. These are not two hot topic teams, so obviously I think we get the discount with our bottom of the barrel teams, as some people like to call them, even though, again, Commanders 2-0. Don't want to put that out there. But with Game Time, if we go through and browse everything, it's so much less stressful. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deal on tickets right now, up to the date on all events. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and so much more. Snag your tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest priced, guaranteed.
Okay, so Ray clarified his question. Should I trade Christian Watson, Christian Kirk, Zach Moss, and Kareem Hunt for Garrett Wilson and Jordan Addison in standard? No.
You're giving up. My God. You said no. I said yeah.
For Garrett Wilson and Jordan Addison?
Hell yeah. So Zach Moss,
I don't understand that at all. Garrett Wilson now has to play with Zach Wilson. Why are you buying Garrett Wilson?
Well, one, you hate Christian Watson. You have him in your 40s for wide receiver, so I don't know why you like Christian Watson all of a sudden.
I certainly like Christian Kirk a lot more.
Yeah, well, Watson's, he's whatever, just a guy. Kirk, I do like Kirk. Zach Moss, you probably picked off of waivers, and Kareem Hunt, you probably just picked off of waivers too. You're telling me I can trade two guys that I drafted that one didn't have a good game and then had a great game, and Christian Watson hasn't even touched the field yet, and two guys I picked off of waivers for Garrett Wilson and Jordan Addison? Yes, please. All day long. I know Garrett Wilson has the Zach Wilson curse on him.
Way down on Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, but Jordan Addison too has had two good games already. KJ Osborne can suck it. Jordan Addison is definitely the better wide receiver.
Sure. You're not wrong there, but he's playing the third party to Hawkinson and Jefferson still. It's going exactly how we talked about it all offseason. Those two would be the priority target.
Christian Kirk played week one. Christian Kirk played third fiddle behind Zay Jones and Calvin.
Zay Jones is now hurt.
Yeah, I understand that, but you like one out of these four guys, right?
No, I will walk back Christian Watson some because one, he's coming back from injury. We haven't even seen him yet. And two, the Packers offense is better than I thought it would be. I was 100% wrong. Jordan Love looks better than I would have perceived or wanted to believe as a Bears fan. And I can't just ignore that. Jordan Love looks good putting the ball downfield on third down, being decisive, making good decisions. I wish I could say that of my quarterback. I can't. So, yes, I think that Christian Watson is viable for a downward trending Garrett Wilson and for someone in Jordan Addison who I could still see having some down weeks, as we just saw him score touchdowns in the first 2 weeks. I think Hawkinson has one. Justin Jefferson has none yet. You expect that to continue? Hawkinson has two. Oh my gosh. Okay. Even better. But Justin Jefferson has none. So that's not just going to continue. And I still feel like you're giving up too much. You don't even know what you have in Kareem Hunt yet. Kareem Hunt is going to be splitting that backfield. You and I will both agree. We both like Jerome Ford a lot more, but they just signed him. He's going to have a role. He's going to play that Pierre Strong role. And we just saw Pierre Strong steal a well-deserved touchdown from Jerome Ford. Boo hickey.
Yeah, Ray, choose your fighter here because I'm taking that trade. Justin is not. So choose your fighter. Decide which corner you want to be in here. And Dr. Clutch, I'm not a Bears fan. I'm a Commanders fan. But good old Bruni here is part of your Bears misery. So enjoy. Thank you for subscribing, though. We do appreciate you.
Smash. Appreciate you. All right, let's move on. We got a little emotional there. We got a little caught up. Let's keep it rolling. We got Samson Miller. Love that.
I want to talk to Samson.
Samson Miller, our dealer with the delight, from Facebook, from the book, as they say. Javonte Williams at Miami or Jerome Ford, very topical, versus Tennessee. Do you guys think Kareem Hunt is a concern this week for Ford? Very good segue there. I love that. Thank you, Samson. I will go Jerome Ford here. I don't really care if Kareem Hunt is somehow an issue this week. I don't think he'll be a nagging problem this week, but I will still feel comfortable starting Jerome Ford even with Kareem Hunt there.
Yes. Also agree. Jerome Ford, it is for me. I don't think Kareem Hunt's going to be 100% into the game plan. They really like Jerome Ford. And I saw multiple people on Twitter talking about this, right? They're like, oh, Kareem Hunt, he might, surpass Jerome Ford. I don't think that that's
No,
happening without an injury.
no.
The Browns told us what they wanted to do at the very beginning of the season by letting Kareem Hunt go and keeping Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford's their guy. I don't think that Kareem Hunt surpasses him without an injury. Now, I do think Kareem Hunt can be good in the offense. I think he has a decent role, but I don't think it's really a concern for Jerome Ford, to be fully honest. I mean, we look at what Jerome Ford just did when Nick Chubb went down. RIP Nick Chubb. That really does suck. But yeah, I mean, I can't trust Javonte Williams yet. I don't trust it. He looks sluggish. It's Jerome Ford. Let's ride.
The situation here, though, that we really have to keep in mind is that this team has a bad quarterback. Like, Watson looks terrible. They're going to run the ball a lot. So I don't hate Kareem Hunt. I just don't think that he's going to be a big enough problem to keep Jerome Ford out of your lineups, especially when you're looking at him versus Javonte Williams. I just don't trust that backfield week in and week out. Like, I could still see Samaje, being the better of the two this week. I don't really trust it, especially in PPR where Javonte has a little bit less value. What's the next question, bud?
Next question, Anthony Melding from Facebook. I'm losing faith in Najee Harris. Yeah, you and everybody else. Is it safe to bench him? I have Gus Edwards and James Conner on my bench, 12-team PPR. So we got Najee, which is at Las Vegas, Conner at Dallas, Edwards against Indianapolis. Oh, man, this is tough. Like, how the hell do you sit Najee? He's been drafted
You
like
can't.
that. It's definitely not Conner for me.
No,
Yeah,
you can't even
Najee.
start Edwards here. He has a great matchup. Like,
No, I think
in this situation, what's that?
I think you could start Edwards. I mean, I'm still taking Najee over him, but I think Edwards is a fine play.
I'd have to look at the Indy defense and see if there's any advantage there. I mean, Vegas, I believe, is like top 3 for yards and fantasy points allowed to running backs. Like, this has got to be, if this isn't the spot for Najee, when is it going to be? Like, this is a golden nugget. You should not fail on Najee this week. I mean, after this, if he does nothing, if he duds for you, I mean, yeah, I mean, you might be too late to sell him, but it's time to sell him for sure. But this matchup should be the matchup that you could potentially even flip him with a better production, with a better outing. I'm staying true. I'm holding it, Najee. I'm holding the line.
Yeah, I mean, me too. It's Najee. I'll give him another shot here. If he's not going to do it against the Raiders, then I'm really going to start to get worried.
I mean, you're gonna have to wait for him to play the Bears. That's what you're gonna have to wait for. All right. Next question. We've got Sam Rainey from the SGPN Fantasy Football Discord. I've got Amari Cooper versus Tennessee or Tutu Atwell at Cincinnati. My other receivers are Lamb and Ridley, and I don't have a flex spot. 12-team PPR. What are your thoughts here as a big banger of the drum for the Puka?
Yes. Puka all day. Puka all day, every day. Love Puka. Again, I'm riding high on the old Puka call before the season. But yeah, I really like Puka. I mean, how can you not play Puka right now?
The question was Tutu Atwell. It was blending the two, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna revert it to Puka. It's Puka all day. Tutu's fine. I mean, I think it's fine. And I'm sorry, reread it again. Tutu or who?
It's Amari Cooper or Tutu Atwell.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going Tutu. I'm gonna go Tutu.
Are you gonna go Tutu? Nice. You and Dance.
I'm going Tutu, baby. I'm going Tutu. I'm taking it to the potty. No,
yeah,
I mean, I don't have the numbers up right in front of me here, but I'm gonna imagine that Tutu Atwell double the targets. You want to look? You want to pull up the numbers? Like, I want to say it's double the targets of Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper also a little bit banged up. I know he played Monday night as a game time call, but I got to imagine, a Monday to a Sunday. I don't know if I like that. I not with him going into that game banged up. The Rams are going to have to throw.
He still had a decent game.
No, he did, but he was still a game time decision, meaning that it came down to the final day. And he sat out most of practice last week. Most people sat him because they were scared that he either was not going to start or play. He was a big bench candidate this week.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So they have the exact same. It's 17 for each targets.
Huh. How many more catches?
Let's see. Cooper has 10 and Tutu. Let's see. Tutu has 13. So he has played better than Cooper. I don't know. Yeah, I'll still go with Cooper, man. I'm not going to overthink this one. Cooper's a better wide receiver. Tutu's in a good spot, but they really like Kyron Williams, and I don't know. I no Nick Chubb either. Yeah, I'm still riding Cooper. I talked myself into it.
2-2 all day, all day. What do you got?
But
What's your next
over
question?
both of them, it's Puka.
Yeah, well, that's easy. Puka just broke a record for the most receptions and targets by any receiver ever in the history through the first 2
Yes.
weeks of the NFL. Yeah, it's Puka for sure. But that wasn't a
The
question,
dude
Andrew.
is crazy. Okay, Josh Roberts from Twitter. Everyone is hurt on my team. Damn, that sucks. And
me
I'm
too.
down to some dire options. Ayuk was rolled out. I'm shifting Lockett out of my flex to cover for him. And now I'm left with these scraps. Who are the best options? So he has Nelson Aguilar versus Indianapolis. Chase Claypool. God almighty, why is that dude even on your team? At Kansas City. And Zeke Elliott at the Jets. Man. So if
Does it say the scoring or no?
it does say yeah, wow, 14 team PPR, so it is PPR.
Okay.
If OBJ is not right, I'll probably take Nelson Aguilar here. I don't want to play Chase Claypool ever, like for the rest of eternity.
Well, those
And
two had a very similar stat line this week with the second receiver hurt. So OBJ was hurt, Darnell Mooney was hurt, and then both Nelson Aguilar and Chase Claypool scored a touchdown. So I don't think they're really that different. And I want to say the catches were pretty similar. Nelson Aguilar is not amazing, dude. Like, come on now.
Don't crowbar your Bears fandom into the people.
Dude,
all right. We know Chase Claypool is one ugly look at the coaching staff away from just being out of the NFL. I can't
They were
trust
talking about him being deactivated, and then he went and scored a touchdown. So I don't think
every blind squirrel finds a nut.
Well, I think Josh is it. I think Josh is going to need to find a nut here on this one.
Yeah,
okay, so
Josh,
you're saying Nelson Aguilar because you are just disdained of Chase Claypool.
Yes,
it's not about
I don't
Nelson
want to play
Aguilar.
Zeke, and I don't want to play Zeke against the Jets. The Jets have a very good defense. I'm not doing that either.
See, you're also disdained because Zeke had a career with the Cowboys. Like this isn't fair.
But it's the Jets. The Jets have a very good defense. I mean, it's Zeke Elliott. He's not even the primary running back.
I agree with you. I'm not starting Zeke here, but I'm just trying to also make it about you just disdaining these players you don't like. And yeah, I'm going with Chase Claypool here because bear down, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie. I live in Maryland, right? And today I work in outside sales. I was in Virginia, and I went and I pirated a Subway bathroom. I'm a toilet pirate. You understand? When you're driving around all day long, you always have to find a damn toilet. And in the District of Columbia, in the Washington, D.C., there's no free toilets. So if you get stuck in the wrong spot, you're stuck, right? So I went and pirated this Subway toilet. And as I'm walking out, another gentleman from the business next door walks out. And what do I see? He's wearing a Bears hat. And I give him a good look and a nod. And I say, Bear down. And he said, you already know. That was the highlight of my day. So
the guy must be having a bad day. He probably found that hat.
He was an old guy. That was awesome. It was great. Like it was cool because he was old and he had like that boom, that Bear down energy. Like right away, as soon as I said Bears, he was like, yo.
That's because he remembers when they were good.
Yeah, probably better than I do.
Better than I do.
Yeah,
Doctor coming in clutch again.
Yep.
Wide receiver 2, 10-man PPR. Addison, Pickens, D-Hop, Elijah Moore, or Dotson. God, you're only picking one of these guys? Shit.
That's a deep squad.
It's probably Addison for me, just based off of the point total. If it's not Addison for me, it's Dotson, or even over Pickens. I think the Commanders are gonna have to throw a bunch this week. But it's Addison for me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't want to start D-Hop against Cleveland. Elijah Moore, same thing. Again, I just got done saying how bad Watson is. I mean, dude, Watson looks so bad. I'm sorry. He looks terrible. Yeah, Dotson, obviously lower upside. I'll agree with you. Again, I still think that Addison's going to come down a little bit. He's started off really hot. And again, they just have other weapons there. Like, yeah, I agree with you. Addison's better than KJ Osborne. Osborne still scored a touchdown last week. He still played spoiler. Let's catch up with the chat here. We got Clutch saying Claypool will be good. I hope we gave up. Yeah, pretty much a first rounder. You would hope. I have Jake Moody playing right now. Right on.
I'm the Chupapi.
Okay, Chupapi. Right on.
It says that he's the fantasy Chupapi. Two things now.
Okay. All right. Main story about my team are injuries. Chubb, Barkley, Metcalf, Jamal. I dropped him now, and Monty. Well, do not drop Monty. And I think Metcalf is going to be fine for this week. I'm not worried yet until they give me a good reason to be worried. And then he says, "Yeah, I'm the fantasy football chupapi, my guy." Higgins is my wide receiver 1, and I got Bijan and Pollard for my RBs and Mostert. Okay. I mean, I think Higgins is in a good spot this week. Obviously, we saw him bounce back in week 2, but I love that matchup up against the Rams.
Yeah,
Swiss cheese defense.
Osborne
played like shit. Yeah, we both agree that Addison's the better guy, but at the same time, like Osborne's been there. He's going to get on the field. He's going to be a nag for a little bit. So, what's the next question, brother? What do you got?
The next question. Let's see here. Let me pull it up. I think the next question is, why aren't you playing on Underdog Fantasy? If you aren't, Underdog Fantasy, it's the hottest place around. It's the place to play best ball, to play Battle Royale DFS. If nobody's been in the Battle Royale streets already, I already have. It's electric. A 6-round draft with 6 other people, and it's just for this week, for each week. So, yeah, I mean, it's DFS, but in a draft form. You should be getting on Underdog. They have a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5 from now until October 4th. Underdog is matching 100% of the first deposits up to $500. Guys, if you don't know how awesome this is, it was normally $100. It is now 5 times that. $500. I might be creating an alias. I'm just kidding. But if I could, I would, to create a $500 deposit match. That is electric. Imagine what you could do with that money. And right now they have the $100,000 Sunday continues on Underdog Fantasy. Total of $2 million in prizes all season long. $100,000 in prizes this week. $10K to 10 people this week. New sweepstakes every week of the NFL season. This week's higher lower is for Tyreek Hill receiving yards 91.5. Higher or lower, even if you're wrong, you are still have a chance to win $10,000. Bruni, let me ask you real quick before I finish this Underdog read. You going higher or lower on the Tyreek Hill 91.5?
Over. He went under this last week. You ain't stopping that 2 weeks in a row.
I would also take the over here. Tyreek Hill can bust 50-yarder with ease. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up using the promo code SGPN, again, Underdog will double your first deposit up to 100. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. And again, this week, first deposits up to $500, 100% match. Go take advantage of that. That is massive. Lastly, I do want to tell you about a pretty awesome application if you are into the sports betting space and want to see if you're putting together a parlay, if it has any chance of hitting, what the odds are with Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sorts all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which players have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bet app or visit hofbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off of your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. And you're muted, Bruni.
Shit. Party on, Andrew. Okay, welcome back. Party on. Okay, there you go. How about that? We're at halftime of this Thursday night football game, and Christian McCaffrey has 18.3 fantasy points. God, I love football. Let's ride. Let's go. What's our next question, bud?
Next question, Steve Prost from the SGPN Fantasy Football Discord. Again, guys, if you aren't in the Discord, please get in there. We talk fantasy football. We let you know when we're going live, and you don't even have to get Bruni and I's, thoughts on different things. There's a ton of people in the Discord right now giving you their thoughts when you put in there, who should I start? Who should I trade for? Who should I drop? It's not only us fantasy guys in there. It is just regular old, everyday Joe Schmoes doing it day in and day out because they love it.
Don't talk about Joe like that.
Joe. Yeah, I know. I was gonna. Yeah, Joe Schmo. Joe Mo. I don't know. Jahmyr Gibbs versus Atlanta or Kyron Williams at Cincinnati. I'm leaning to Gibbs with Montgomery out, but the Rams just traded Akers. Can't decide. This is for 12-team PPR. What say you, Bruni? Gibbs or Kyron Williams?
I think I got to go Kyron Williams. I really want to
God,
start
man,
Gibbs.
we can't get on the same page. I'm on Gibbs.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I just feel safer from what I've seen out of Kyrie so far. Like he's been able to finish in the red zone. I feel like Craig Reynolds could be a spoiler this week to fantasy or to Jahmyr Gibbs owners in fantasy. Excuse me. I'm not saying you want to like own him. I'm not. I wouldn't be excited about it. I mean, the team keeps saying that Montgomery is day to day, and he's got I think it's a bruised thigh. Like I just don't see him playing this week. I don't know why they keep going through this process. Um, he just hasn't looked good taking carries. He's looked good catching the ball out of the backfield, but he hasn't looked good as a runner. And this is still pretty close here. Like Kyrene's produced. He's had multiple touchdown games already. I'm going to lean slightly towards Kyrene. I don't think that we're too far off here, but I'm definitely going with Williams here.
Yeah, I'll take Gibbs. I think this could be a Gibbs breakout game here. What this game tells me is that both these teams are going to run the piss out of the ball. I really think this is going to be kind of a slugfest, but I think Gibbs has a ton of opportunity here with Montgomery out. I don't want to miss out on the Gibbs breakout while Montgomery's out. I mean, obviously, I like Kyron Williams too. I think you have a good play either way. If you could crowbar both these guys into your lineup, I would do so. But if you're gun to my head, one or the other, I'll take Gibbs.
Fair enough. Like I said, I think it's really close, but I'm going to give Kyrene just a slight edge from the red zone usage. Nate Jeffries from Facebook asks Garrett Wilson versus New England or Michael Pittman Jr. at Baltimore. Wilson got a TD last week, but I'm concerned he could dud against the Patriots. 14-team PPR. Garrett Wilson, a hot name tonight. Man, with the uncertainty of Anthony Richardson, I think that gives Garrett some upside here, but I'm still going to lean Michael Pittman, who someone I've been banging the drum for. Andrew can attest to that. And I think also fits better with a more pass-oriented quarterback in Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I like Garrett Wilson, I don't like that they're playing Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Bill Belichick is a lightning in a bottle against Zach Wilson, to say, and I think Garrett Wilson's going to be fall victim to Bill Belichick here. So yeah, I'll take Michael Pittman too. Don't overthink this. Just take it. It's a good matchup against Baltimore. Baltimore's banged up. He's getting a lot of targets. So yeah, I'm riding with you on this one, Bruni. It's Pittman.
I actually think Bill Belichick is as boring as a $2 bill at this point. Like, I mean, they're doing nothing impressive over there. I will agree with you, though, that this is not a good spot for Wilson because of Zach Wilson and the fact that Bill Belichick, what is he really good at no matter what? No matter how bad his offense is, he's great at taking away your top receiving option, always has been. So I will stay away from Garrett Wilson this week. But, man, it's hard to imagine a reality that Bill Belichick is on a hot seat, but I feel like the seat's getting warm. But like, if they don't beat the Jets this week with how bad Zach Wilson is, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I talked about them starting 0-5, but I didn't think that Zach Wilson would be starting week 3. That'd be Aaron Rodgers. And then he'd have the built-in excuse. Oh, well, Aaron Rodgers beat us. Whatever. My quarterback's Mac Jones. Like, come on. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
What's the next one? What do we got?
Let's see. Next one up, we have Mike Benson from Twitter. I'm continuing the rotation of tight ends as starters each week. This week, I'm looking at Tyler Higbee at Cincinnati, Sam Laporta versus Atlanta, and I just picked up Zach Ertz. Off waivers. He plays Dallas. 1,000% do not play Zach Ertz. I'm leaning towards Ertz. Sorry, Mike, to hear that. What do y'all think? 12-team PPR. This one's easy for me. It's Sam Laporta. Same thing. Laporta and Gibbs, I think, are going to have a very good game. Amon-Ra a little banged up with that toe injury. Yeah, it's easy for me. It's Sam Laporta 100% over these guys.
I think it's between Laporta and who was the first one? Higbee?
Higbee. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's between those two. I'll agree with you on this one. I'll go Laporta. Not only is Amon-Ra banged up, but Josh Reynolds had a great week in week 2. He's also questionable as well. So it seems like the receivers a little beaten, bothered. Let's ride with some Sam Laporta this week. I can agree with that. It's just it's really close. I don't think any of these guys over separate from the other. Zach Ertz has been getting targets. He's just in a terrible offense.
Yeah, I think the thing I like about Laporta is he's been pretty consistent his first 2 games. I mean, you know that you're going to get probably about 5 catches for him. Yardage is going to differ, and you hope he kind of gets a touchdown. But 5 catches at the tight end position in PPR, it's very valuable. I mean, he probably on 5 targets at least gets 35, 40 yards. So I'll take that all day.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think that Higbee could have the same. I just think it's up and down, up and down. You're playing the market. This guy's obviously doing it, so all good.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
All right, Brian Riley from Twitter says, I was the concerned citizen who asked about Baker Mayfield last week, and I did take your advice about starting him against the Bears. Well done. I don't want to start him again against the Eagles this week. Fair. What dart throw QB should I target this week? CJ Stroud, Mac Jones, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, and Jimmy G. Let's see here. Stroud, Jacksonville plays, or I'm sorry, they play Jacksonville. Houston plays Jacksonville. Mac Jones plays the Jets. Sam Howell plays the Bills. Desmond Ridder plays the Lions. And Jimmy G has Pittsburgh. Oh, this is tough. Is the answer CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud looked like pretty good in week 2, and he threw the ball a lot. Like a lot. I believe that Tank Dell, Robert Woods, and Nico Collins all had at least 7 or 8 targets.
Yeah, this is tough. This is a very tough one. Man, I don't love
also,
that though. Jacksonville's a good defense. Man, you know what? Let's ride. It's Sam Howell, baby. At home, division. Home dogs bark, baby. Sam Howell.
Bro, Chupapi knows. Look at this guy throwing 45 times a game. This guy knows. Correct. Yeah, all had 9 targets. Even better. Yeah, their offensive line is just bad. Like they can't get the ball going on the ground. Devin Singletary is nowhere to be found to save the day. Damn it. Another one I have to take on the chin. Tank Dell is Chupapi's main waiver wire ad this
Justin,
week.
do you remember when we first started talking about Tank Dell in the summer, and you're like, nobody's going to really be drafting this guy a whole lot, right? And I already had like 17% of him, and I had to show you that I had that exposure. Love Tank Dell, man. I'm with you there, Chupapi, that Tank Dell is the number 2 on the team. He's behind Nico Collins, and I don't know what happened to John Mechie, and maybe he overtakes it, but damn, Tank Dell is the number 2.
Robert Woods happened, bro. Robert Woods is getting too many fucking targets. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah. Again, back to the question here. Man, I'm going to be on an island, but I really do think Sam Howell can have some good fantasy points this week. I think he's going to run the ball more than he has already. And again, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball as efficiently as they did last week against the Broncos. I think they're going to need to throw the ball. Out of all these guys, other than Stroud, and I really don't like that matchup, I think Howell's probably the person who throws the ball the second most past Stroud. So I will take Sam Howell. I like the receivers better. Obviously, I like the offensive coordinator much better as well. So yeah, let's howl at the moon. You like that? I hope they become the Washington Wolves, just so I can howl all the time with Sam Howell.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we've done the bit a few times.
Okay. All right.
We've done the bit a few times now. I think that was our last question. I could be wrong.
No, I think we got Maria Sanders here. Do we have this one in the middle? Maria Sanders from the Discord. I don't think we did that one yet.
Okay, yeah.
I'm playing against my husband in our family league. It's not pretty. I lost Chubb, Rodgers, and Saquon the last 2 weeks. I missed all the key RBs on waivers, and I'm down to starting either Craig Reynolds against the Falcons, Devin Singletary versus Jacksonville, or Latavius Murray at Washington. Standard league, so not PPR. Damn, Maria, I am very sorry to hear this. This is some rough stuff.
The answer is Latavius Murray, I think.
Really, I probably take Craig Reynolds. I mean, I'm with you though. I think Murray's fine. Yeah, they're kind of 50-50 for me. It's definitely not Singletary. It's probably Reynolds or Murray. I'll take Reynolds, but I'm not going to fight you on the Murray one. I think that's fine as well. But Washington is really good at stopping the run, so there's that.
Their defensive line is very good, but I that's just why they're there. That's why Dame Harris is there. That's why Latavius Murray is stealing the ball like a bastard. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I'm going just with the offense that's going to score more points, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, again,
I
sorry, that sucks, that situation.
Maria, just I know that you need to start one of these guys this week, and I'm about to recommend somebody to you to pick up. You can't start him this week, but play these guys, and then I would probably drop one of them and pick up Rico Dowdle if he's out there. That's somebody I'd love to have on my bench right now. If Pollard goes down, Rico Dowdle could be a what they like to call league winner. So Maria, again, I would potentially do that after this week if he's still out there on waivers.
I would second that with a Deuce Vaughn or a Zach Evans as well. Zach Evans now the number
Zach
2
Evans is very
behind Kyren Williams. Yeah,
yes.
I would double down on any of those names. I did that today. I'm in an IDP league, and I dropped one of my IDP starters. I picked up Bradley Chubb. I constantly just rotate out like IDP guys, and I was like, oh, Bradley Chubb, he's going to play Denver. He's going to play his old team this week, so I'm gonna go attack him. He's going to get a sack. Boom, bunch of points. And then I wound up dropping him again so I could pick up a plethora of just empty running backs, like a Deuce Vaughn. I picked up Eric Gray. Eric Gray's probably not doing anything, but I can drop him after today if he doesn't. And then Zach Evans as well.
Hurt right now?
Eric Gray? No,
Eric
he started
Gray of the Giants.
Yeah. Unless he got hurt in this game, and I missed it because I'm
thought he was
talking
hurt
to you
beforehand because Matt Breida was a starter.
He had the kickoff return. I mean, he's playing behind Brightwell and Breida, but I don't see a big difference between any of those three. Other than experience in the league. I mean, again, he may very well have not done anything. I haven't been watching the game since we jumped on. At that time, he hadn't touched the ball other than a kick return, so we'll see. But he's got some speed, some elusiveness. He was a touted prospect of some sort. So take some shots. Given the RB market, you're just waiting for a domino to fall.
Yes, very much so.
Chupapi says that Zach Evans' tape is vomit. So the Chupapi has spoken. The Chupapi has spoken, and there it is.
Again, fantasy, the name of the game is opportunities. If there's an opportunity there for him, we'd like to have him on the team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Anything to share before we head out?
Yes, before we let everyone go here, again, if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit that bell. This is how we make a living on the SGPN network, is by having subscribers, people watching live. So we appreciate everyone here right now. But again, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. And again, join us on Sunday mornings for the Fantasy Lounge. If you have last minute start sit questions, somebody got banged up in practice, after today, and you want to ask us another question, come join us for the Fantasy Lounge. Normally starts around like 10:30, 11, depending. We have a couple of the analysts from SGPN in there talking with us about fantasy, about the games, game flow. So feel free to come in there, ask us start sit questions, anything, just chat it up with us. We are in there for normally about an hour or so. So please, again, join us here on the SGPN Fantasy Football YouTube channel for the Sunday Fantasy Lounge.
Chupapi, we're going to get you by the end of the season. He says he don't describe to no one. Come on now. Dang. Come on, Chupapi.
That's rough.
What if I say Chupapi? What if I say Chupapi like that, eh? I say.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
19-10. 19-10 money line, my friend. Justin Moneyline Bruni. How are the picks doing for you?
Me?
Yeah. You guy. The king. The TD king.
Not bad. I would have had a nice 147-1 anytime touchdown score. If Jamal Williams didn't get hurt, he would have scored a touchdown. I would have hit that. It would have been massive for me. And I was very sad when he got injured because Tony Jones scored touchdowns. I mean, Jamal Williams was 1,000% scoring a touchdown in that game after watching the game flow. Just despair for me. So anytime touchdowns, I am doing pretty well so far this year on those. Also, the ladder restarting this week because Jahan Dotson couldn't get 3 yards in the second half of the Commanders game.
I love how you preface that. We're starting over.
We are the ladder again. We started week 1 hit. Week 2 would have hit all three out of the 4 legs hit. Jahan Dotson just needed 3 yards after halftime. Didn't get one single target. The process was right. The execution was wrong. So the ladder starts again. If you don't know what the ladder is, it is turning $10 into $10,000 in 10 bets. People like to do it on a daily basis. Obviously, with the NFL, that's hard because you only have Sunday games, Monday game, Thursday games. I don't like to just do the same game parlay slates. So about once a week, So the ladder challenge is restarting. Starting this week, I will have on the SGPN YouTube page and the SGPN Fantasy Football YouTube page shorts. I will come out with the ladder this week. So be on the lookout for that. Watch the shorts if you want to potentially turn $10 into $10,000.
Number 47 on tally site, my friend, out of 300. That's me.
Nice. I'm not on the tally side. Yeah, I'm not on tally site.
Top of the money line ranking for SGPN. Eat your heart outs. NFL gambling podcast. All right. Don't ask me about my spread and my total records. They're not good. But money line, let's go. Let's ride. All right. Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.